consumer be use ya. That is why unzure because you cannot do the same thing and expect different results. But again, government has made some sort of significant move, and it all has to do with the responsible mining. Yesterday, my miners be, and I had a chance to visit one of the responsible mining sites. Market Takon Swayim. Charlie, I was impressed. And if it is the kind of responsible mining we are talking about, I don't think we'll have problem with water. It is not the Galamsey thing, it is pit underground. Mo be sese urale wo no mo. Okay, Takon Swayim. It's a man kana be sese urale wo no mo. Urale tula niko kumanu. They go for rock. That is the kind of mining I mean easy growing up. However, our people were using more or less like primitive
technology.
Yes. But this time around, unlike first month also for meters and this one has nothing to do with they have nothing to do with digging and washing. Down. And that is the kind of responsible mining they were preaching about. Now, I'm told one of them, more even a Hunter West, that's what they are preaching. Hunter West, there are areas more for that kind of mining. And if what I saw and what we are expected to hear and see today, I think we have made some significant move. But again, we cannot launch the responsible mining and pretend all is well, that everybody will go there. Until once you are driving people from the streets because you don't want beggars to flood your streets, you need to break also cartel minimum of about until 1 year down the line. We've done something, but it is not enough. And I was thinking 8 years, many 80 more than the Kenny because of Galamsey. Mepo and found the man say Uncle Bessie before. Uncle Bessie before ya fight Galamsey no with all energy, with all commitment, but nothing changed. We want to see from today where the responsible mining is being launched. Many more women in their line of duty. Then from there, a year time, we will judge the government and say, okay, after responsible mining, what has happened to our water bodies?
All right. So a year again, we'll judge the government after the launch of responsible mining, what is happening to our water bodies. And that is coming from Sir Rich. I'm Jose Senanado. We are having a discussion in the midst of sorrow, our alabonu, because of Ohanemo as a many our chebuluazo bobuli. Now there's this saying that a country that do not or does not honor its heroes is not worth dying for. The same question maybe that. But that's all view or assessment 1 year on. I dedicate people like the lives of Dr. Omane Buama, Muntala Mohammed, the crew, ne other officials, Ohanemo Bulwazu Boguli, Ahane Ghana Mane, so have we honored them enough?
Okay, so
for the fight against illegal money.
To me, I think if I need a wabrabo nipanke say mistake here, there's a point for you to make correction or abraboni. Then you move or you start again. Nti ame as Ghanaians, the most preferred and suitable means of transport. Most are by be within the country through the air with light. Okay. Nti you dry one my evilly. I was thinking maybe I can say other means of looking at other avenues more. Say a bempeke to Hania, a crack, if not by air, say crackle. But after care is easily for the 8 giant moiety. I'm not sure a clock your mind you should look at other avenues more. Say po your peke to Hania as in Bambani, a secret if you to Hania. You crack any made that honey. So they were living to help fight Galamsey. A year after Bowle. Say what? Say be ye equire anujuma. Ye ho ekomo muzulo edoma ya kweba dokon. At least anka da na made that it does repo. Oh, intimate domiede. Ne me ma honagra. Na man ma yepuni me je na kumbam she mini banimiam. But after a year ne Galamsey kuma idesal nukra. So mommy ma the kind of animyam so far. People sacrifice their lives for Ghana. Now after a year, mna she more you very go you yes banimiam after a year. Mna she. Say impo you where you the Galamsey. Maybe I say yakwe to play was the cra. I will say in a way you've handled them. But Galamsey yes quality. Development for even ahwane keke. Say yako you project a program in ACBA or you me abeya. The railways you fix it. At least across the train I found one person out of the 8 clear. It's not bad. Telling them I could have a plane for their Bible and as it soon, but nothing of this sort is happening. So, mommy, as a nation, I must say, ye mistake here, yet no more than need near down. And there are several instances like this might have more. As at now, we are doing similar thing. 2026. You can talk of the rainy more June being May Julie, the kind of explosion happening. You can talk of Apiati, whatever, especially easily. All these, a national, like it affects the whole nation, but yes, much will know. You see what can instantly. Near can you call your promise, yes. But after some time, you turn pay, you will be okay. The message. So me, I don't see the nation care. I'm as I busy now. Last time your program might be a message care. The nation is we don't have any deliberate attempt to develop nation in Derby. We are just you would more say it will not ya to bona no kwani so be it. But say akwa bona say you bo mo animal so have. That's the kind of tactics we should Ghana. The government is not willing to come in support of the individuals. The individual is also willing to sacrifice that much for the government. Neke buga you go more. And that will not help the nation. So to me, I think I remember about a year ago. Much should be done for Menize. Much. If not now, to fight Galamsey. Me baz crown per. At least you want responsible mining. And this is not the responsible mining we are seeing around. Media. I believe Galamsey say if you are finding other means of doing the mining, that's okay. Yeah, you Galamsey food more team out there. One way, you're also increasing employment because Galamsey has really offered employment to some people.
Exactly.
And to say, if we are trying to fight against Galamsey, then what's the other option of employment for example for the Kenyan? Maybe not entirely stopping the mining, but then you can have a suitable way more spare Galamsey there. But mass cars even sell to money per week you can teach them that to say yes stop it Galamsey. I think if they all come to the cities and town make it although kwashe more I keep on be but Kumas Ningana ne sometimes one be see kwashe me. And these guys are guys men about Galamsey side. So the question was it.
Wazi.
But I about cities no question okay.
Mm.
The kind of question make experience ni say hello. At the program to phone any business go send very home because he had me okay must be there. So some of these things work more okay man is they create is the more na your funny way to kwan mema beauty me Galamsey so.
All right, so Rich, so Maria was and the question I have for you is what message 1 year on are we sending to government, especially in link with many more Boguli. But let me read this message. One Maria War, honestly speaking, Maria War, because if you look at Ohanwa Meni Babazo Boguli, Aquabuso Busuanua, Bogule, so a be a the case. They will tell you case because it be a winner benya if only be see ya the case. But let me read this message from Facebook. George Kujo Kenny. George Kujo say, today we solemnly remember the late Dr. Edward Omane Boama and all the gallant public servants who lost their lives in the tragic military helicopter crash. May the Almighty grant them eternal rest and continue to comfort their families, colleagues, and the entire nation. Lessons going forward.
Yes, I'm sure by this time, this so when the lesson is that they shouldn't die in vain, or their death should not be in vain. Their death every day should ring a bell in our minds that they gave up their spirit in fight of Galamsey. And it is something to tell us that Galamsey is a matter of life and death. This one tells us that, and we say, I don't think we will all survive. They gave up their blood to save the water, or the water bodies that we have in Ghana. And that is something that, we shouldn't take it lightly and just allow it to flip and just go just like that. We need to put everything, and yes, it should be that we will fight Galamsey to the bottom. We will fight Galamsey to point more. Yes, indeed, we have conquered Galamsey. And at a point, some people just gave up their spirit in fight of this thing. And we need to. If not, this one will be a very bad lesson for everybody. Okay. Bye. A year to come, or years to come, assuming Dr. Omane he realized if a pa but again, years gone, still we are in this mess. The question is, ne anka ibza okay, is it sabi madam faso into okay man faso ba sabi bo wule. It is something that we all wait for. For some majority, busy Dr. Edward Omane Boama Patala Bumua. But you ask yourself, Dr. Boama and the other 7, Abila, ye deserve equal in this manner. But it did Jumayale. And sometimes also Abrabo dear. But I'm a mere daze. Okay, yama, ye more, Sabi would do 100 okay. Kakuma Busuma Obelane, okay. We did not sacrifice them. However, they lost their life more respected. Na hwanu bolu azonti mo bonwane ye zolo besa ehwale. See ye debela fashe beduma. And that is what we should be doing. It's not about Ozukwa. The family, Agane, the president, all the 8 families, what they but it something goes beyond
Ozukwa,
yes. goes beyond the square man. Ye debe. The next year, na say ye kakaba. Ya hanke wow. Minzure yanye dear. And may will be the biggest lesson for all of us. In the care, yeah, never you can lunch, then at the end of the day, nothing happens again. It shouldn't be something that okay, it's about.
All right, shouldn't be something that is okay easy. One me real one indeed. Okay, many more baba, but one bit that was some Ghana money. More may mada bamu be mulipo na banke bako beke ziebe. Senado.
Yes, sir. Nanam you Ronaldo. Ronaldo. No problem, no problem, no problem.
Sesame.
Oh no, not joking. Now the fine. It's fine.
In fact, my whole Israel 1 year on as a country, any lesson may use my one, and what message are you sending to government? Okay.
So the lesson is more than that, and it's very simple. You should always, as a nation, find so many ways and means of protecting our Mbambani. In what sense? Mame, may they expect in aviation, and I don't know the kind of inspection by that aircraft movie, but that culture of maintenance and culture of making sure we are always on guard. It's not part of black man. So me, as my lesson, that culture,
maintenance culture,
yeah, we should cultivate that as habit. I'm not saying there was some kind of fault with the aircraft, but they were crazy. Who made the checks on the aircraft before it even moved? Probably if there was proper checks, I could say, oh, it's not the right time or it's not best for the aircraft to move. But black man, sometimes say, well, afa commercial car trotro na a car measure car there 2 week na self speed ramp na etwa ya anka car za nya kase mo chanwe but near maintain drive me avale won men wan le ibaba ahwe iba body zan is package zan no check of anything ke type ke this so bibini is all culture many new men. I think is all about one day we should remember us as nation. Now it was all a real team. Aside that, my message, as I said, very simple. We need more than what we have right now as a nation.
Okay.
More than in fact, I some time ago the current president he say he could do himself a private jet for money. And there were some parliamentary proceedings to that purchase new aircraft or any new presidential aircraft. Some ways if they did that or not.
And they've placed the order, but
so,
I think
so I think if we are to do that here, then it's very simple. But may you find the best one. Can brands more your code maker na and see I say okay out of flour, which can very simple.
All right, very simple. But in a related story, and it is related to Galamsey more, Yakao more Jokwela, easily our Takwa Aboso, right? In the Prestia Hunip Valley.
Yeah.
Indeed, there were videos and the pictures, but say one a crier, viewer discretion is cautioned. As a video more yaba baye. But what is the story? The story is champagne machine more exploded. And so let me give you a brief history of advice. So that 3 people have been confirmed dead, while 5 others are in critical condition following an explosion at a champagne machine site at Aboso in the Prestia Hunip Valley municipality of the Western region. According to reports, explosives have been stored on the surface, and preliminary information suggests that the explosion may have been triggered when the site owner, Kofi Doku, reportedly fired a gun in an attempt to shoot a snake Afanjazian and here Asano. The force of the explosion left the victim bodies beyond recognition. The deceased have been transported to the morgue at Takwa Government Hospital. The 5 survivors are currently receiving medical treatment. Producer, but was our video here. For na yehra level behira, but say Eddie Alea, and I soke one ade abemo nyani be hawa patchbola exactly me yes because some videos indeed edit the more a year akono to the extent ke ni more explosive yaja was ro yaja ze it was ro more baby jabeda sale no more indeed bele bokko. So these are the videos more equals the site can here and when wo screen is here that more explosive easily may wine do a more a clear for any to acquire a be a year la as if one is there mela can a box up yeah a harley and one clearly it's the same as helicopter there more easily or animal babazo bowuli alobalo bozela monka serich feel comfortable
It is.
nti ebie ye ja
It's too
edia
bad. It's too bad. It's too bad.
wanti bunti ye ela ahania indeed galamsey za yakwela itimu atin ye eboto mo ela kaya ede de mo inkuni will aka na shema eboto da bi mpempe na da nkama wule pa itimu atin boto so my cause right. So this is what happened our Abosso within Takwa Winnie Valley, Prisia Winnie Valley Municipal Assembly. Indeed, a beer ela kumazumo itiwu and moya iwu cry and it is a Accra my Holizro our Takwa Abosso and there's another one I don't know if it's a me producer. There's one but more a jacket minimum we be bija but my some producer but anyway I think I will let you know we advise ke me level the bamba sorry
Yeah.
Uncle why isn't that
Yeah. I don't think they the good news. It's very sad. It could be kaya uduma. Then if it happens like that, yeah, but I come back to Galamsey and safety issues. Yeah, if we are fighting Galamsey aside, best water bodies, forest, yeah. Okay, Ninibo can yeah, Mamzi Zilla. We don't add any safety measures. If you listen to what you read, okay, explosives, then you fire a gun in attempt to kill a snake. Yeah, a trigger. And then if mine and a baba, more we are aware of our environment, we are aware of the equipment and other materials, stuff being used here. Safety will also be a priority. We will know when to do what and what to even put on, so that you sometimes you watch videos and you go to site and you see how many you could see they are not obeying simple safety rules. These are some of the anymore. We need to take them serious. We need to take them serious, and that is why I for instance, I believe that mining should be responsible, and a responsible mining will come with all these things. Places more nickel should be things that should be spelled out for workers to also know. Okay, as you know, me, and I make yeah, I saw the say, boy, this casualty, this accident to see a crazy, see that because I'm saying, man, it's scheduled, yes, but it's unfortunate. Also.
So some Takwa Bosso, Christian
Yeah.
Valley Municipality. My
It is you.
Kabe BM Kelly.
But the breadwinner is here. I think why story my day to what never planted the explosive war as little. Ye shooty or more a trigger one. And okay, the explosive is of the bugwa surface of the as laser.
So
Remember
it's
Ben,
Sanfani.
but Mount was wrong.
So it has to do with safety.
But that is, I think, dynamite, right? But how
It
can you
could be.
handle dynamite like that?
Mm.
Even you said to put a proposal is that so. You see, as 17 said, safety measures. Imo, Galam site here. Don't care about safety measures. You more the motive is that yepe goody. You say good message. You call as re a tupuna say you meet ye tajeko kronia opo me yepe goody. So you call your machine and bualebi ye benyeta bucket nke ye dunzu. Nobody drebe the upame have a yepe goody. So the basic aim is that yepe goody is square pair. But it's quite penance pena and we know actual one year. Because actual one but yeah, I lose life here. Then can't believe it. So I think it's time more. Yeah, so it's not illegal mining. So you can't say then let's invite Bazamo by the safety ma fire service be nabama tutorials on. But I think it's time more. Mekanya Galam say it will could you too, but you have a proper way. Where Galam say, and all these boys, if Bama at least some education be on safety measures here. Think Uncle, there are things more said by the one go when they become years. But because the illegal mining, now I know some support illegal mining into be as a mepe. Into many that safety consent between to be like super goody. So I think it's time more pay is easy. Of course, what they. Mama, also. Okay, Glam say, young level. Let them call them on board. You have just a dialogue with them. Until you but this is the process more was on one one. Then I think you're good to go. But nothing like this now. I could do all of a sudden we say many annals, many answer, but because KB you can hold my womb back. Yes, seriously.
Yes, but Sir Rich, Galham says they say it's a death trap for nation Ghana because a many 80 bullion one year crema easy work here and minimum bobu our Galham say site in it. Indeed, say I can yet and Ohanmo Bafazo Bobua. They say Ghana as a nation and Galham says that so aside is that now we are talking about heavy metals my war Yenzulu. Heavy metals my war ali more yedi. Into Ghana as a nation that Galam says that we are on a time bomb. And a de more a rake ibahu ye more thing. But I'm yain local canny.
Yeah. There are so many that more on notice Galam say sites. Those ones might some these are maybe some level of accident. That is why more is in the public space. And because of social media, until now you get to find so many things our public space. But again, there are many people who sites more. It's just within communities, not the larger areas to get to know, so that perhaps it will be in the media for all of us to get to know. It tells you it Galamsey, more or less like gather and sell, and it's like I'm say your way of doing it. Mess with our frobedy, and theirs come with some sort of safety tips or safety measures, but Amir comes with nothing at all. And they come honey. Even look at your water bodies, look at their forests. Even they are being threatened by Galamsey, and now Galamsey is having a serious effect on Yenzulone, your forest as well. And see, Galamsey, is also where you faso. But mam kaka be me a yebo. So that we do a more responsible one. More sakra ebuai more. Ye me ma de bi mbaka so bomo so baka kenya also our mom faso.
Bema ye ebo na yenya ozro mfaso me ye one on the story of Galamsey, on the story of Beni Awatwe mo bohola ibakala mada ke bokum bekedia Galamsey na impo bele ma bofre responsible mining bele baba me komo ye one jelia one memory pa akramo izili akramo equalizo owromo meni boguni ede alobokezle pa say to yan but ye baso a ye ni beso kozro ewo ye secondary schools akrasan la oboase senior high technical school students boho riot anaka unrest ama basic head teacher anaka headmaster a bungalow anaka yelia so to your bass here for the story. Fortunately for us, you were a reverend more army, more be created and that university, more the senior high technical school. Say you're debating what even causes that. Mother year fiber, mother year kayana, ya very do as a dear etu, and to Macoinzi, your bas capella.
Anda West Coast na zedi dio maroni so yegwazule onumare bre bawazi ma ye belane bomodna fuazo chia bebe kwa witimo ya chichidie yo na anda West Coast Steve mo ya ke buake ya kan anda buake mo ma ye belane wonmo mane West Coast TV ye beli anda onkome na kudebie ma ye belane onumare fuazo bene mie na ye beba mo na ye hiri mane ka meso ye dia ye bue asanka ye bua ye buo anda buaka mabo anda la wule West Coast TV bra bawazi neri anda onkomo anda ekane yezwa anda anda West Coast anda mazedi edio marmo Costa Morning Show yegwazule onumane bre bawazi debie ma ye belane bomodna fuazo chia mamie keke bebe kwa witimo ya chichidie yo na anda West Coast Steve mo ya ke buake ya kan anda buake mo ma ye belane wonmo mane West Coast TV ye beli anda onkome na kudebie ma ye belane onmare fuazo bene mie na ye beba omo na ye hiri mane ka meso ye dia ye bue asanka ye bua ye buo anda buake mabo anda la wule West Coast TV bra bawazi neri anda onkomo anda ekane yezwa anda anda West Coast anda mazedi edio marmo Costa Morning Show yegwazule onumane bre bawazi debie ma ye belane bomodna fuazo chia mamie keke bebe kwa witimo ya chichidie yo na anda West Coast Steve mo ya ke buake ya kan anda buake mo ma ye belane wonmo mane West Coast TV ye beli anda onkome na kudebie ma ye belane onmare fuazo bene mie na ye beba omo na ye hiri mane ka meso ye dia ye bue asanka ye bua ye buo anda buake mabo anda la wule West Coast TV bra bawazi neri anda onkomo anda ekane yezwa anda anda West Coast anda mazedi edio marmo Costa Morning Show yegwazule onumane bre bawazi debie ma ye belane bomodna fuazo chia mamie keke bebe kwa witimo ya chichidie yo na anda West Coast Steve mo ya ke buake ya kan anda buake mo ma ye belane wonmo mane West Coast TV ye beli anda onkome na kudebie ma ye belane onmare fuazo bene mie na ye beba omo na ye hiri mane ka meso ye dia ye bue asanka ye bua ye buo anda buake mabo anda la wule West Coast TV bra bawazi neri anda onkomo anda ekane yezwa anda anda West Coast anda mazedi edio marmo Costa Morning Show yegwazule onumane bre bawaze debie ma ye bela ne bomodna fo azon chiema me keke bebe kon witimo ya
level ma ne edi level ma anda ma ne Mr. Solomon Akwaba Dr. Mfamba West Coast TV zo Coastal Morning Show ya wane ya wazi ma ya lesson Ghana ni titulu anda mane wane still la me wo mbamba ni ewo akeshe mo de level ma mo be credit ewo anda university Bedi Bonso Senior High Technical School yawo se same ewo akeshe azasola Sir Richard Mosso ewo studio keshe na mrade ya equal zero ewo Obuasi Senior High Technical School ya mbamba ni se arochi na wati jokofura edemuzuru anaka bechi ojo ka school la ke it is alleged ke headmaster me ewo school ni kane school mo krase bon ni ke ne eye yankomade professor eye rituals menti school mo kra bodulu pongom bohole ezo more indeed bo bedeli yanzo bo wole ni ade professor assault ajasula bohole yearly ma idanu ana ebangalo ma idanu mo moso bohole kani bo basically akani nyeni more team now some producer call wamia your videos of ezenye ni more bazele ewo kani nti me ye ito ikwa ewo wo screen izo ya nti school mwokra ye ba ye bo hu ba yi bantale ba dibezi ohwana ezo mo ba ye oyechere against headmaster ke bese eye nyankoma de ewo sukulu no kanenya na now in question more ye biza like so Ghana ye adu ka mo say the bekozro na say wa baya eza hwane ye iseke ye do azwa. Now we are going into an era of what we call mob justice and it's getting serious because it's getting from amze yenwokra more yavaba yoho etidile sukulu amze yemelimo wokra more bransom obadaso baba and this is what they are doing without wasting much time and of course Ghana Police Service was there as we speak and akayetin there calm has been restored on campus more Ghana Police Service Bekra na baba yeni baba badinda ya hwanenu na mala ayejima but mama ho Sir Richard zo mo akredio secondary school me easily wo Obuasi what's your brief comment on this girl Boafi?
I think Mezilo Obuasi, clever it can easily happen in all the senior high schools across the country where students would want to seek a redress or justice if some of these things happen. It's unfortunate we've not gotten to a point more what to do at any point in time, especially when Malawakane. It is a developing story, so as we'll get to know more. What I'm hearing is that the body of Kokulai has been assumed by the Ghana Police Service, where the headmaster has also been arrested. But I'm looking at when they vandalize a headmaster in Yeni, perhaps that could have also been a different case altogether. And the school environment should be an environment with rules and regulations. Students should be guided on what to do and how to approach issues at any point in time. But it's unfortunate they took it upon themselves. You see, no matter the situation, whether the criminal issue or whatever, the belani is malai. Imabila for fair hearing. And I believe Kemwakula should have rather reported the issue to a trusted person, a trusted teacher. Or perhaps they could have even go ahead to report this thing to the police, especially when they seem it to be criminal, rather than taking the law into their own hands. Best case, you can be charged for damage more. The law will not protect you because the law expect that you move to the appropriate context, then you report the issue so that the necessary action more is within the remit of the law can be taken. But Nwokra took to their own hands and did that. It's a developing story, so we cannot pass judgment as to whether the true it was the headmaster who buried the baby there or not. Once that we are hearing that Budu Funime, it means that there is an item of truth but as to whether it's the headmaster or not, it's something that we are also looking forward to hear if the case will be taken to court soon. But in situation like this, we expect your students to respect the school rules and regulations and act within the remit of the law. You are being taught channel of communication. If you have issue where to go at any point in time, if you are during contact hours, who you should report who case to during time on Bobo school, so the more occur when it is criminal and you think issue like this, why not? The police can also be consulted to deal with it.
Okay. Sesame, I think this has to do with criminal justice. As a student on res and or lecturer, Madam Honey, you do as well. First, let me ask: is it something more? You create to cry as country, as authorities at the education sector. The Madam Honey po equal as whenever you do to cry.
Okay, so my 6th year, the little experience, Mamula, before the student try to attack or rise against teacher and a bill. More teacher kone Bob Nakandada. Maybe Usuman be only ye my your campus in the meaning Bob Nakane. So they just want a slight mistake be
an opportunity
be. Then they capitalize on that. In time must be to Hani Babanu. Sound care headmaster as a CBO Kenya. They have the appropriate channel of communication and reporting cases old school. And if not at all, your house master should know of this first. Impo account from house prefect to the house master and go to that level. Say be a coach cannot make the headmaster into one share. You can take it out, go and see the assembly or the municipal or the district education office man. Report to them.
But we are talking about the head of this.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Coach head can because the head in T. Shia Bakadazra. You the student, the SRC body can go out and inform the education office man. You don't have to just take the law into your own hands and start care because care and winty. Man, when you but nobody saw the headmaster, Nikupe one year. Per the report, Nikupe me one year. Until even if it can be Shimbori, best Kinibori, Nasboku must be a new halazwa. Nation which be busy. Understand? But Mamka before more crow. Quote Kibia K, Babai the Bone K was that. Joke what come out but minu ke benyawa. So slight opportunity making we just capitalize on that and then they'll harm you. And seriously, yes, senior high school, senior technical school. These are more be initiated from teenage to adulthood. 18, 19, go to 20. Into bokum body. Into bon medaba won't care the bed. I think say if indeed. But on the headmaster at that time, more boy or the student as at 11 to 12 member. Let's say headmaster, then seriously, say back to the whole thing. So say boy, for senior high school, name is a subject or tutor. Ele easy so. What betting work crowd bind it. Name me can be regulated.
Okay.
Scamper
Mother can make a second could do as
See,
to us again.
recently the education minister was asking should they introduce corporal punishment to schools. He as a minister asking that they see that then time when you go school more I am quite idea teacher need to work equate 20 how mepe it was allowed but scamper ni kenzo nti also many can we could think they have that privilege, that advantage after all but go to school.
But can't create you any house made
equate teacher ni no more teacher assessment part way back junior high school me teacher be him ke mpa me lazy na way be ni lazy boy fine me we look lazy. It's not do that. I'm lazy go azro in han ko mama zalum yele umwa me ye mu ye anwi my third one your assembly form 1 form 2 form 3 yeah from camera and then comes the senior man got more form 3 so from camera. So as soon as he called me, and there were 3 teachers. Yeah, 4 strong boys. And some tiny guy there. Yeah. About some teachers are assigned. If you have a kind one, you one, you one. But would you not?
No, the bad.
Would you not the car?
No, the bad.
Then time, if I reported to my parents,
no, Uncle Socrates, here.
Oh, so me too.
Oh no.
That time, it should be she was school. Oh yeah. Not that the human right was not there, but I mean easy. If I do, can you do?
No. The corporal punishment, thing more by ye was just because at a point it moved from correcting the student to inflicting pain. That should not be it. I mean, your style of correcting people is that you need to inflict pain so that you couldn't that and was cast on a body. Make me yell. That should not be it. You are telling the person what you did was wrong. Oh yeah. So there should be different ways. So the one thing more, I think it comes back to the level of indiscipline more usually. Teachers is capable. I mean, without corporal punishment, we cannot discipline students. It is true because you're part of environment. It's only when we inflict pain. It's when more young you have something to lay your mind on anytime more you want to do a similar thing. Because young the punishment. And the system is like that. You can't just do any other thing apart from bond. What again?
Maybe I said the board that they can boardnize the person.
Yeah, so perhaps if you don't want to debordnize the person, you want to keep the student. Is on Ghana. Yeah, but school account here. Taking up out of the case more and you were boarding house. Because case is maybe simple school rules be
Malaysian
public and bet hooky should not be the market one, it should be the simple one. Okay, I use a different one. Maulam Pabia sneakers be she is here. Oh yeah. So you want to give it back to the student, but you want to punish the student. The question is, Madia punishment. Yeah.
So, Sir Rich, more for you. What do you think in this modern generation will be punishment that you think that it is appropriate without necessarily inflicting pain on students?
So, I think it should be a blend of with some sort of adrenaline. I mean, we cannot take culture out of everything that we do. I know that we need to modernize, we need to change in any way. However, in culture, you don't adopt culture always. Sometimes you need to adapt. You bring it to a system, you mix it with it. It will give you a different color. So maybe yours is black. What the white it will give you more or less like a gray-like color be. That's a kind of, then you adopt a new culture together with yours. You don't just take yours black off, then you bring someone's white in. It will have a problem.
So for you, say Same
Mm.
a punishment. I think for you from the other when you even started narrating, you
Yes,
think
yes,
that you have a problem
yes,
with it.
because he said.
So
he
for you,
said-
what do you think will be the appropriate punishment for as a insubordination man? Because ayeko bawano, ayare bawano, meti azro asa. Okay, deliberately the cry. It will think my peke.
Yes,
So for you,
yes,
in
Baba.
instances like this,
Mm.
what should be the appropriate
Ma'am
punishment?
Kake, Mommy, I subscribe to the blend of both the corporal punishment and the all other punishment, depending on one, the severity of the insubordination or the indiscipline is showing. And two, it should not be care. Ma'am Kake,
Okay.
my argument is based on what he said. Teachers are never Gwaria.
Asa,
Each having how many
2
kings?
kings.
What was the motive?
inflict pain.
Too much pain. Too much. Clear. Mommy, seriously, I don't remember the last time mommy was looking for school because mommy, me know ye juma. I played to at the point I played to
Already, yeah.
yes,
You play to
more. I play to more old music.
okay.
So long as it is a kind of music I can, or the kind of song I can sing.
What if that song is noisy?
No, remember, if no, but if I can sing the song and it is noisy, there are so many noisy songs made too. So what I'm trying to say is that if it is not against my personal principle, I don't have any issue. But if it I will only react when it is against my personal principle. Also, they make me believe, mommy, I am come like it. My father am like. So I TDSA, I'm for king.
So GSM member came, but what other alternative punishment or
Alternatives,
sanctions are available?
Because
I think the only thing is
they are there, but you more the school community more, including Wokula, if you will men, they are correct here,
there.
for example, and some of them crap me again, and the wrong. Last time, I saw a student outside. My is a teacher say, I'm by class, so okay, so I went to the teacher. I said, no contact hours, you can sack a student. No matter the amount of student here, he still has the right to remain in the class and lesson. If you even want to punish the student in the class. So, but to care. Come here. First of all, so there be say twice size book color. Where's the bay? Okay. They say color. Call scrub. Are you a be okay? Come back. I'm the teacher, say, including Wakula. We have seen it. These things are not punishment enough to correct them.
So what then is the punishment enough if these things, and which I think are alternative,
But I've still said
and those things doesn't inflict pain.
But what he's saying, these are the ones more GES prescribed.
Okay,
but
but it is
I'm
not effective.
your friend is we feed care a moment,
They are not punishment enough.
But I'm saying, Mami, I still support a blend of
both.
Yes, both. It is what we have currently, together with the corporal punishment. But I've said, okay, the corporal punishment one should not be the first. So what he said, he was warned. He was warned, and instead the corporal punishment is there. Is there? You need to go and learn. You have to write.
Long process.
Yes. You don't do more than 6 strokes. And to 6 slashes, you don't do more than that. Into your call, part 6, number in presence of the headmaster as a witness panel. Unlike first more, the kind of a year be a but even when we want to do it, it should not be care. Because by dollars anymore because of Teachers Day.
Yeah, they are abusing it.
Yes. Because it's here no matter what. Say Sebemenya. Ebimo. What crop is that or two in Tia, isn't here? Is Intia?
Oh yeah.
Intia, madam.
I told you.
Yeah.
Mm.
The Intia. One day I'll
No,
Intia. The Latin word.
Latin.
Yeah. One day I will explain to you how Moanda had the word Intia.
Intia. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The Latin. It stems from ancient movie.
Okay.
How would to be Jabu Abiokuni Intia? If you have watched On Back movie. Yeah, one day I will explain to you how they Intia. I'm not trying to be like Ojo, the professor, I'm obviously Professor Liars, and I don't know, I'm not. But Intia is a Latin.
We'll appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No matter, but I've been in the class when we teach him. I saw me like I went back. He said, "I saw me like mala put me home like not doing because there I don't be like I hear Kokoro down in the medallic." Okay,
so annoying.
Yes, it was only Kune. Sakra reacting in any way. When you would tell you far, but can't not they come. The king should be there, but it should not be the first thing. Okay.
So, Sammy, in your situation, then you were a student. Now you were a teacher. Now, what happened to you? I think you didn't like it.
Yes, I love this question.
But what do you think should have been the appropriate punishment for you then?
See, that thing that happened, maybe I don't like that because I see the margin pacing. The case may imagine more. What I was thinking about and
yes, so
you understand?
And even so, that is a problem.
I'm coming. So Ebianca, in a way, when I was called to come and stand in front of the whole school, maybe I was embarrassed because of that. Fine.
And that would have been an appropriate
but I
punishment for
you. Margin more. But
okay.
Thereafter, Ebianca, senior winner, will go. You understand?
And even that one too, Even that one too is even dangerous than the corporal punishment. And it is also really wrong. And it is also wrong.
So then what then should we do?
So what
anyway?
And even that one is also wrong because in my many best self-confidence back there. Net kokulai no matter local can your pocket. Opportunity local can many pocket because you know so clear. Maybe my
But to me, I think you see the mind of the black man is so different from that of the white man. So different. The worst more a small white man the more say the same ways a black man so man so black man it is to the extent to me I think as Sebentum said blend of corporate and other thing they create if Mami must have the corporate one because we go back on you wasn't papa go fit it's make like
you dare not. Hey. I don't know, but I feel the word is too offensive to me, but it's your language. Because I say a book Coca-Cola school they are different. Ishile comes with hands booty like booty na de tuntia na de anything, any part of your body. Oh yeah.
Anyway, these are two teachers more. In fact, they are divided over corporal punishment and indeed the other alternative of punishment. But so they another topic more the pregnant. I think we'll delve into it and find out what are the appropriate punishment. Myself, my young bazo yes more vocal sukuli ya. You try only ya ba say if I show you 2,000.
It begins on the coast, where God eats Ahante's rise with purpose. This is where stories breathe, where truth finds light. From news to culture, from the village to the world, we cover what matters. We speak what others won't. West Coast TV, grounded, brave, it's ours. It begins on the coast, where Ghana greets the sea. In the heart of Ahanta, voices rise with purpose. This is where stories breathe, where truth finds light. From news to culture, from the village to the world, we cover what matters. We speak what others won't. West Coast TV, grounded, brave, it's ours. It begins on the coast where Ghana greets the sea. In the heart of Ahanta, voices rise with purpose. This is where stories breathe, where truth finds light. From news to culture, from the village to the world, we cover what matters. We speak what others won't. West Coast TV, grounded, brave, it's ours. It begins on the coast where Ghana greets the sea.
Ba doko mafamba West Coast TV zo Coastal Morning Show ye wane ye waze ma yele some anda mane titiro ne Ghana mane wane so yesa ha benya kezlebe ewo ye studio keshe indeed aba Ahanta West NDC a ejejuma ewo constituency no e share mzamo wole a share way back 2013. Those base na ye were base but more ye din ko na de mo ne eshepa be yejima eshe. As we speak, he is the constituency secretary for Ahanta West constituency secretary for the NDC. Is that Kwesola the presiding member for Ahanta West Municipal Assembly? And there them become handler and nukuni Honorable Basa Yawane Yasahan wa yesterday Honorable one Mawakwaba.
Yeah.
Waboko.
Okay.
You.
That's it.
Adome more than you want to watch it.
You do
The Bella de Boko there. Part in the Bella la di
excellent.
Oh, okay. So one day there's a press release from National, and I want to read it. It is dated 5th August 2026. And if my producer what idea he should project it for me. But it is titled Release of the Timetable for the 2026 Constituency, Regional and National Executive Elections. So the National Democratic Congress, NDC, wishes to inform its members, the rank and file of the party, aspirants, stakeholders, and the general public that the functional executive, which is FEC, at its meeting held on Tuesday, 4th August 2026, directed the release of the timetable for the party's 2026 constituency, regional and national executive election. The timetable provides a comprehensive roadmap for the conduct of the party's internal elections, covering the various stages of the electoral process, including the opening of nominations, filing of nominations, vetting of aspirants, appeals, balloting, and elections at the constituency, regional, and national levels. The release of this timetable reaffirms the party's commitment to conducting transparent, credible, and well-organized internal elections in accordance with the Constitution of the National Democratic Congress and the approved election guidelines. It goes on to say that the party therefore calls on all regional and constituency executives, aspirants, and members to carefully study the attached timetable and ensure strict adherence to all stipulated timelines, procedures, and deadlines. Compliance with these schedules is essential to guarantee a smooth, orderly, and successful electoral process. The party expresses its profound appreciation to all members, executives, and stakeholders for their continued dedication, discipline, and commitment to the ideals of the party. We remain confident